So this is day one in the process of engaging in the digital part of the revolution. Obviously, I use my social platforms to communicate as much as I can to inform us and empower us. So I'm not going to disappear them all, but I am actively migrating everyone to Substack, YouTube. I have a Blue Sky, but I don't have a Pixel Fed yet, so I want to check on that because apparently that's pissing people off, and making the oligarchs mad is not a bad idea. I'm documenting this right now because I can already feel the withdrawal from canceling the Amazon Prime, which hasn't happened yet. I'm doing it in stages. First, I'm getting rid of my subscriptions and making sure that I have sources for the things that I need. So I have, medication and different supplements and things that I need that are on automatic send. So I got to replace those first. I think that as I think about what the implications of this are going to be personally, and again, I'm only documenting this because I've recognized how hard it is going to be for us to disentangle ourselves from this digital this digital web that we've created, that we've woven for ourselves. It has become so easy to just click at the click of a button, have what you need, show up at your house a couple of days later, the next day, sometimes the same day, and and we're spending so much time distracted and just easily engaging in the commerce that they want us to engage in. So I'm trying to anticipate. So what are the benefits of this besides not supporting problematic people who are actively oppressing us and our siblings, our brothers and sisters, etc. One of them is it's going to slow down the pace at which I consume, because when it is that easy to just click and have things show up, it makes it very convenient and it makes it very enticing. So having to actually go out and destination shop and search for the things that I want and need will throttle the consumption and just make things more intentional. And the more locally we can find each thing that we need or want, the better. If you can find things locally, and then the emphasis on buying things that are already used, thrifting, etc., is a really great thing to do. So I think that gives us power. If we do need to shop online, shopping online directly from particularly the small businesses that manufacture the things that we want, that's a really great solution. Canceling Amazon and Amazon Prime also means Amazon Prime Video, and so it's going to be interesting to slowly strip away those streaming services. And I don't recommend, there's a lot of people dragging each other through the mud. Part of this was inspired by that post that I posted recently, the young lady who's like, we want a revolution, but basically we don't want to be uncomfortable. So I don't recommend ripping off the Band-Aid, going cold turkey and canceling everything at once. But if you do it slowly and one by one with great intention, it will be less painful. And each time you do it, I think it's going to give you more time and opportunity and space to go and touch grass, which is what we need to be doing. We need to be connecting with our neighbors, with our friends, actually being in the presence of other people and remembering what this whole life adventure is all about. So I think that it can be done, and we shouldn't shame each other for, taking the space and the time that we need it, as long as we are doing that inventory and figuring out, like, X was the easiest thing to cancel. I had already, once, who bought Twitter, it became obvious that I didn't need to do that. So I got rid of that one. I do want to get rid of Facebook, and someone said, as we're trying to engage in this revolution, we're going to need to be in touch with the older generation, and they live on Facebook. So I don't actively post there. I don't actually use the platform, but I do currently still have it as an access point. I think that will be the next one to fully go, because it is just not worth it to support Zuckerberg. The people who want to reach out to us will find us. If you want to go through your friend list, like, one thing that makes me happy is that I have a page that I can get rid of the page for my various, books and just my support page. That's the easiest one to get rid of. But my Facebook is actually populated with people who I know in terms of connections, and people who I'm actually friends with. And so I think that if you want to go through and do an inventory of who are the people that you want to still be in touch with, you can hopefully find other ways to be in touch with them. I'm going to miss the events thing, because every once in a while, as I was looking at, okay, how easily is it going to be for me to disconnect from Facebook and to remove that? I used Facebook to log into so many different apps, and I have no idea what's going to happen when Facebook goes away. I'm going to have to find other ways to log into the apps, but I'm sure that there's a workaround. If not, again, what an incredibly complicated web that we've woven for ourselves. But There's that. But yeah, I think that we need to stage it and start with the things that are easier to get rid of, the things that are easier to disconnect from. And I think that it's going to yield much more spaciousness in our lives. I really do. So yeah, I don't think that everyone can do all the things all at once, but I do think that as we are able, slowly pulling some of those things out, shopping locally, shopping small business, supporting Black and minority owned businesses and queer owned businesses, and thrifting, doing as much upcycled, recycled stuff as we can is going to actually make a difference. Because even if a critical mass of us disconnect from some of those platforms, that is going to have a deep economic impact on those who would control us by distracting us and making things so convenient that we just can't let go of the grip that they have on us. We need to be so much more intentional. Oh, I did. There's an app, Goods Unite Us, GUU, that gives you an idea of where companies donated during the last election. That's really helpful for identifying what you should buy where. So many different options that we have, and I think that they're going to be more and more. I just posted something today where a young lady created a database of Black-owned businesses. If you want to search through for products, you can do that. So it's going to take some time, and as some of these really creative, thoughtful people provide us more resources for creating solutions for stuff that has been solved for us in unfortunately problematic ways, I think we're going to be able to get through this. So let's support each other. Try not to shame each other. Just do your part. Disconnect from what you can, and see what happens. I remember many, 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 many years ago, goodness gracious, I think it was 2010, I disconnected my cable, and I started with a 6-month pause. I suspended my cable for 6 months, and I just let the family know. I was like, look, we have, I think at that point there might have been, yeah, I think there were some streaming services, not a lot. I think it was right around the time when Netflix stopped giving us. I think we had the DVDs that used to come in the mail, and they had started to do the sort of digital platform. But I disconnected it for 6 months, just paused to see how the family would respond, how I'd respond. When it came time to turn it back on 6 months later, we didn't miss it. We really didn't miss it. And so I have not had cable television since 2010, and it was fine. We'll survive. We'll be fine. Don't let them fool you into thinking that you need them more than we need each other. Take care. I'll keep you posted.